in the room. Come on in the room. The Bucks lose it tonight. 111-105 to the Boston Celtics. Come on in the room. Doc is our doctor. He writes out all of our scriptions. He gives us our medicine in our room. We are live. It's the Cream City crossover. Guru Trey Crosby III.
JT.
Justin.
Yeah, man. No Chris King tonight. He's at work, but I'm sure he's gonna be listening. Man, Bucks lose tonight. 111-105. Tough one in Boston. Who knew? Who knew the Bucks would be shorthanded tonight? Because they came with 5. The Milwaukee Bucks came with 5, but the Boston Celtics had 8. You see, they had the people with them stripes on them. Them stripes was working with them too. So the Bucks had to play 5 on 8. They played valiantly. Losing this thing 111-105. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of ways we can go talking about this basketball game tonight with the Bucks, but they don't get it done. Ultimately, at the end of the day, and again, I'm halfway kidding about the officials. Officiating was bad. Hell, really, you say 5 on 8. My bad. It's 5 on 9 because the Boston Celtics brought Doris Burke ass on with him too. Doris Burke was, my God, you got to watch the game on mute, man. Oh, my God. She was worse than the shot selection down the stretch for the Milwaukee Bucks. That's how bad Doris Burke was. Damn, put her on a roster. Put a jersey on if you're going to do all that. Oh, my God, Doris. That was pathetic. That was pathetic. What people were saying Gus Johnson was doing for Ohio State, the Ohio State-Michigan game, that was Doris Burke tonight. Oh, man, just in love with the Boston Celtics. But that's, again, so we played 9 on 5, but that's not the reason the Milwaukee Bucks lost. They had plenty of chances to win this basketball game. They didn't do it. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about what this team needs, because and we'll get into all of it. Again, get at me on the YouTube. We'll check it out in a second here. The YouTube, in the chat. We'll talk to you guys on the Twitter. Keep tweeting me at TCIIESQ. I see the Celtic fans all over the place in the mentions talking crap, talking crazy. And hey, I'm a man. I'm 30. I can handle it. I'm a man. Talk to me, because that's what we can do if we want to do the Mike Guns. Whatever we want to do, we can do that. 111-105. Boston Celtics beat the Milwaukee Bucks tonight. Let's do a game recap. Giannis Antetokounmpo. I love these games because people are going to come in here, I'm sure, and I haven't looked at the chat. I don't know. People are going to come in here and tell you Giannis had a bad game. I already know it. Boston fans are going to say, well, we stopped Giannis. If that's stopping him, cool. That 30-11 on 52% shooting. You stopped Giannis. All right, cool. You did it. Congratulations. 1 turnover tonight, by the way. Congratulations if that's what stopping Giannis is. If that's in the year of our Lord 2024, stopping Giannis is making him 30-11 with 1 turnover tonight. Cool, I'm with it. Damian Lillard, 31 points tonight, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. He had it going especially early. 12 for 25, 4-12 from 3. 1 turnover from him. The only bad that I give when you go Giannis Dame was, and Dame ended up with 4 assists, so 5 assists between the two of them, much below Giannis' average assist-wise. And I think, again, some of that had to do with shot selection. Some of that had to do with how good Boston is defensively. Taurean Prince, only 9 minutes tonight. He had an illness, did not play. When he went out, he didn't play after that. Also, some of the reason I think Boston was able to get the win. Brook Lopez, 5 points, 5 rebounds in 38 minutes, 2 of 6. You didn't get the contribution you wanted from him. Andre Jackson Jr., 2 points, 12 minutes. Khris Middleton. How about the return of Khris Middleton tonight? I wasn't mad at it. 11 points, 3 boards, 5 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. He was there. 2 of 10 from the field. Wow, Khris was 2 of 10 from the field? Wow, I didn't realize that. I'll tell you, it didn't feel like he was 2 of 10, though. I don't know. It didn't feel like he was 2 of 10 to me.
The last couple minutes did a lot.
Yeah, okay. I can see that. So 11 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. So he led the team in assists, which shows you the playmaking in only 23 minutes, too. Came a lot from Khris Middleton. So we're going to see that and watch more of that to come. Oh, my Lord, Bobby Portis. Oh, my Lord. The only thing that's going to save Bobby tonight is he had 18 rebounds. 9 points, 18 rebounds, 3 assists. He took 15 shots. He was 4-15, all 4 from 3. It was some nasty work from Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis actually ended as a +8. on the floor. But yeah, it was rough. Outside of getting rebounds, it was rough on him. AJ Green 6 points tonight, had a couple big threes. Gary Trent Jr. 11 points, 4 rebounds. 36 minutes from Gary Trent Jr. So he didn't start, but he played starter minutes. He was 3 of 5 from 3, 4 of 6 from the field. Let's go to the Boston side of things, and I'll tell you why they won. 3 guys. The Bucks had 2. Everybody's gonna try to break this thing down into a bunch of different things. The Bucks had 2 guys. Boston had 3. Jason Tatum 34, 10 and 5. Jaylen Brown 25, 3 and 3. And then you had Drew Holiday 25 and 6. That's their third guy. And again, it's not Chris's fault, not at all. He only played 20 minutes. I'm not saying, but the Boston had a third guy that was able to outplay any of the third guys from Milwaukee. Al Horford, 8 points, 9 rebounds. I'm so sick. When is he going to retire? I'm sick of watching him. Derek White was he was all right. 6.6 boards, 7 assists. Peyton Pritchard was well, I ain't gonna say what I ain't, you know what, we might have sponsors watch. I ain't gonna say nothing about Peyton Pritchard. I ain't gonna say what I want to say about Peyton Pritchard. Hey, but let me tell you, hey, Peyton, next show, if the sponsor ain't watching, I'm gonna get on you, Peyton. I'm gonna get on, but I'm gonna let Peyton slide.
Trey, that's what he do. That's what he do.
Peyton Pritchard, the Bucks did a great job on Peyton Pritchard tonight. 0 points. He scored as many points as I did tonight. Peyton Pritchard's out there running around doing cardio. Sam Hauser, though, was huge. Sam Hauser was big. 16 points for Sam Hauser. 3 rebounds, 1 assist. And that's the thing about the Boston Celtics. They just somebody's going to make the play that you can shut down the guy. Peyton. The Bucks had a game plan to shut down Peyton Pritchard, and then it's Sam Hauser who hits you. So that was tough. They only played 8 guys tonight, so Joe Mazzulla was fully invested in the win. He wanted it bad. So 8-man rotation. I get it. You want to play like that. Bucks were down some guys, so that's why they only played 9. But and I get it. You know, the Boston's down. Kristaps Porzingis all good. But let's get into to a little bit of what I saw tonight with the Boston Celtics and the Bucks. I thought in the first half, when Bobby Portis entered into the game, we saw what everybody talks about and what we hate about Bobby Portis. And again, there are some good characteristics to Bobby Portis. You got bad Bobby tonight. You got the guy who was out there chucking shots, one pass, shooting a 3, missing bunnies all over the rim. I saw him when he finally hit a shot. He then came back and threw the next one right over the backboard. Like that was the bot through the other side of the backboard. That was the Bobby Portis we got tonight. I thought honestly the defensive game plan was very good. Let's see what you held the Celtics. 3-point shooting is always we want to look at. Boston shot 53 threes tonight. They put up 32% from the 3-point line. And let me tell you something too. Boston's bad. We get into this later. Boston's bad for the NBA. Let's just be clear. This is bad for the NBA. This ain't basketball. Let me tell you, Dr. Naismith is rolling over in his grave watching whatever the hell this is that the Boston Celtics just shooting threes every time they come down the floor. It's asinine. But 17 to 53, 32% from the field. Bucks were 11 for 29. 38% shooting from the 3-point line. And so I thought the Bucks did a good job, especially in the first half. There was one moment where the Boston was 1 of 18 from 3. During the game. There was a stretch there of 118. So the Bucks did a really good job during that portion of the game. But then you have to talk about what happened in the fourth quarter. And I think, and again, we'll break all this down, but I believe there was a stretch of about 5 minutes where last 5 minutes, the Bucks were 1 of 12 from the field. You had the bad 3 from Giannis that he took, which he should not have taken. It was a bad 3. And again, we'll get into it. I will say before going too far, and I'll explain it later, but I'd rather have a guy that takes that shot and is okay taking it and is a superstar that's not afraid to take it versus a guy that is afraid to take it. I'd rather have a guy in that moment that says, hey, we won a 12 right now. Hey, can't nobody hit a bucket. And again, he swung for the fences. He missed. He swung and he missed. And again, but he swung and he missed on December the 6th. That's the difference. He didn't swing. This wasn't game 4, game 5, this wasn't the play. It's December the 6th. He took a bad 3. He took an ill-advised 3. Dame Lillard took a couple. He missed them. Now, again, those are shots Dame Lillard can hit, but he missed those 3s. Giannis' 3 was actually closer than Dame's when it came down to it. But again, we can get into that in a second. the Bucks played iso ball down the stretch. They played a lot of iso ball. It didn't look good when you got down to the end, and that's why I think the other guys just didn't play well. But some of that is because of the way Boston can defend. Boston is one of the rare teams that does not have to build a wall and play 4 guys on Giannis in the paint where he can just kick out and guys get open look threes. Like they tried to, for the most part, they would leave Drew Holiday somewhat alone. They would leave Al Horford somewhat alone. I think Boston gets away with a lot of fouls. I do. I thought the officiating, again, you talk about some of the threes that went up and that Damian, for whatever reason, I don't know, can't buy a shooting foul if you're in Boston. I don't know. It's amazing. Every foul mysteriously is on the ground, side out, but somehow Jason Tatum takes a 3 and it's an and 1 counted. Let's go to the free throw line. I don't get all that, but that's okay. Dame was grifting a little bit, but yeah, I mean, Boston. You got to give Boston a lot of credit. They play a hard brand of defense, and I think the officials, I think they recognize. It's one of those things, JT and Justin, where I'll tell you a story, and then I'll let you go, JT. I was in high school, and there was a girl by the name of Maya Brown, and she sat next to me. I probably shouldn't have said her full name, but I don't know. It would be 20 years, 15 years beyond that. But she sat next to me. She sat next to me. And
somebody in the chat's on Google right now. Hold on.
Matter of fact, her pops.
Facebook going
Matter of fact, it's going to be easy to find. Matter of fact, her pops is Skip Brown, played basketball at Wake Forest. He's in the rafters. But
wait a minute, is Maya Brown in the chat? Oh, hold on, Maya in the chat.
I'm telling I don't care. I'm just telling you, she shouldn't be watching that.
Pull up Maya Brown.
I'm gonna check the Twitter. Wait a minute.
But anyway,
Maya Brown in the chat.
But I highly doubt it. But my point is, she sat next to me in whatever the science, I think it was science class, and we did an experiment because I don't know, I wasn't a class clown, but I wasn't known as the smartest guy in the school. And so we did this thing with Maya Brown she was one of the smartest, she was a smart kid. And we did this experiment where she wrote down the answers. And again, I wasn't cheating off it, but I said, you know what? I want to write basically the same thing you do. And I want to see what my grade looks like, because I would have some papers and I was grading it. I said, damn, how you getting a better grade? We wrote basically the same thing. And I literally did it. So this time I said I was going to write almost verbatim what Maya Brown wrote. We both turned our papers in. She got a 97. I got an 88. But my point, that is what the Boston Celtics, when you have the reputation of hard-nosed defense, we're really good, we did NBA champions, you get the respect of those calls. And somehow Damian Lillard, who is a primetime superstar player, doesn't get that same respect. But again, he don't have a championship. I don't know. Maybe it's that East Coast bias you sit up in Boston. It is what it is. I get it. Go ahead, Jesse. You want to interject?
I just want to ask you one question. When you and Maya Brown wrote them papers, did y'all use Chat GPT and this AI stuff, or did you do it from the dome?
Nah, man. We ain't, man. I went to school where they had the wheel to project in. You ain't,
we ain't no Chat GPT back then.
We ain't no Chat GPT.
No, sir.
Nah.
Hey, that's a new thing now. That's a new thing. You know what though, man? Tonight, I think that first half. One thing let's talk, because this inevitably, I know this conversation is going to happen. Somebody's going to bring this up, right? But I thought Dame came to play. For the most part, I thought Dame in that first half certainly came to play. He came out, he showed out, he's looking like I want to say Agent Zero, but I think that's Gilbert Arenas, so I'm not going to say that. But I thought Dame came out to play and came out to show, like, look, I am still, superstar Damian Lillard. I'm gonna come out here and let's get this thing going. Conversely, the thing about Giannis, just to be clear here, Giannis still, what he finished tonight, 50% or so, or whatever. That's not a bad game. It's uncharacteristically low for Giannis because he usually makes a higher percentage of his shots. But let's be clear here. That's still not bad numbers. If we're being objective about this as well. Now look, Bobby Portis, and Justin, I'm gonna let you, because Justin, because I know the whole chat's ready to have a referendum on Bobby Portis. But one thing I'll say in that first half is that, I don't know if it was nerves, if it was pressing, if everybody knew, hey, this is that Boston team. This is what we plan for. I don't know if he came out, but like the shots were just bad. It was just some of the shot selection. I don't know what was going on. I think he finished that first half 2 for 12. And let me tell you, it felt like he was 2 for 12 in that first half. There's no other way to. I just can't. Now, having said that, he had 13 boards in that first half. Put that in perspective, that's more boards than the entire first half, the entire starters combined, right? The entire starting five, he had more boards than all of them. So Bobby Buckets was playing garbage, man, in that first half and getting rebounds. So I can't I can't take that away from him.
And he was also playing cone from a defensive perspective as well.
I was going to get there. I was going to get there, man. I was going to say, now listen. Now, from a defensive perspective, Brook Lopez is 36 with a bad back or a semi-bad back or a fused together bad back or whatever happened a couple years ago. Tonight, he looked every bit of 36 with a bad back. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't spell it any other way, but Brook Lopez and Bobby Portis, if those are your two bigs, oh boy, we got to figure this thing out. One guy's not going to move his feet. The other guy's not going to move at all. And I mean, it's literally like, one guy's in cinder block, one guy's in quicksand. Figure it out, right? One a little bit better off, but both are in bad spot. That to me was, I think, a huge difference was our big. We really didn't get that much offensive production from our bigs tonight at all, quite honestly. Now, the third thing I'll say is, Drew Holiday had a good game tonight. I get it. I still think we got the better end of the trade getting Dame Lillard, but I will admit Drew Holiday had a good game tonight, and it was painful watching Drew in that last couple minutes because I said, I watched Drew hit that floater going underneath Khris, and I said, man, I bet Drew did that in practice. How many times do you think Drew did that in practice during the week? That was probably every scrimmage where he knew that, and it was just one of those things where it's like, you pay attention to it, you're like, yeah, that dude has practiced against this man probably so many times in practice and literally played with him so much he already know. He just know that's just one of them things. And then, seeing Drew, the very, very, because nobody can ever take away Drew's basketball IQ. Seeing Drew with a very high basketball IQ when they ended that pass to him and he was able to dribble away and kind of run off more time off the clock, I just was like, man, I just really wish this wasn't Drew Holiday doing this. But look, you talked about hating Al Horford. I thought the layup at the end was unnecessary, but okay, Al, pad your stats, bro. Pad your stats. Go up and do that, right? Get your, after Derek White had that steal, fine. But it was overall it was a rough night. But I did think that this Bucks team, despite all the issues that we just pointed out, I think they showed some fight. They 100% showed some fight. Khris is not 100%. He's not. I mean, he's back. Again, he went 2 for 10 tonight. The last few minutes made up for it because I didn't see Khris really having much of an impact offensively as well. Didn't realize he was 2 for 10 either. But look, we lost tonight, but I think at least we know our strengths and weaknesses. We got some things exposed, and now the question is, if we're going to beat Boston, what adjustments are we going to make? Right? What adjustments are we going to make? Is it just playing better? I'm not sure. I think you got a personnel gap that I think you gotta address at this point, and it's good that we saw that now. So work the phones, John Horst. Work the phones, bro.
Yeah, man. I mean, y'all got a lot of good points, man. I'm gonna get to what Doc said first because if I say what I said, then I ain't gonna have no time to say what Doc said. So he said that they played a great 3.5 quarters of basketball. Mm-hmm. And shout out to the guru. First, he broke that K-Mid was coming back tonight. Let's put a little bit of put the crown on my boy's head for that. He broke that. He had a gut feeling, intuition, and put it on. You also said they played too much ISO ball. Like you got it may be that Marquette Law thing, that Marquette connection you got going on with Doc, but y'all seem to say a lot of the same stuff, my guy. He said that Middleton got great shots. He wanted them to go to the basket more at the end of the game, though, right? Thought we settled for too many contested 2-pointers and bad 3-pointers. In the second quarter, that was our best defensive quarter of the season. Boston has great ball movement. I think we can all agree on that. A lot of good stuff from Khris coming back from this. And then about the Dame and one potentials, he doesn't want to get in trouble. He don't want to pay them fines because he don't have that JT and Guru money. But he did say, if you're on that video that the league sends out, like when Lou Williams was, you will not get those calls anymore. And Damian Lillard was on the video. Look, man, and about that grifting on the last couple minutes that Dame tried to do, hey, he thought it was a foul, but the thing is, you can't put it in the referee's hands. No. Dame, you just took the ball a couple possessions to the bucket and you dunked on him. And then lastly, the Bucks will get better, man. So, we done went to the doctor. So what I saw was, hey, I just want to know that challenge. I saw nothing in that challenge that negated the ball coming back to the Bucks.
Are you
If
talking about the
anything,
one that went off Giannis's finger? You talking about the one where
yes.
Sam Hauser hit the ball?
Oh, Sam Hauser, that dude that wasn't good enough to play the Marquette, so he had to transfer down to Virginia. Yeah, that dude, bum. He a bum. He had greatest game of his night. He ran for Marcus Page. You a bum. You put a little roll in here. You owe Samuel Dallenberg too. But look, this is my question to y'all about that. We just talked about the night before when a foul led to the ball being out of bounds. Now, he clearly hacked the hell out of Giannis, did he not?
I think so. I think it was a foul.
They were 16. It was 16-6 after that challenge. So I'm just gonna say, referees don't change the game. But I don't know, man. I thought K-Mid was good though. Mitty came back, man. Doris Burke, you are absolute trash. Put her on T's and Q trash list every Saturday for the rest of the year. And on a leap year, give her an extra day on the trash list. She is so garbage. And Richard Jefferson, I'm so tired of this dude talking about defense is defense. You ain't guard nobody, never. Never. Now you're the order of defense? Child, please. Hey, and you kind of hit at it, Trey. Hey, that's a terrible decision by the greatest player walking this earth. Don't shoot that three. You got some dogs out there with you now, man. You got your boy Deuce running. I know he was 2 for 10 tonight, but you got him. But, the big three tonight was Ben Taylor, Brent Barnowski, and Scott Tuwarski. Oh, bum boys.
Yeah, again, I'm with you. I did think if you weren't gonna call the foul, I did think it went off of Giannis. That reversal or whatever from the review. I think you could have called what they call it, the not objective foul. What do they call it? I can't remember what
the Kyrie rule.
What you hack them. But there's an approximate foul. That's what they call it, approximate foul. I think you could have called that. You could have called it all night. I think it's interesting to me when you get in these officials where you have the Milwaukee Bucks took, I believe, 17 free throws. Boston took 16 free throws. And somehow Boston shot 53. They taking 53 threes. How in the hell are they shooting the same amount of free throws? That doesn't make so. That means one team is trying to get to the basket and one team is jacking up threes. How are we shooting the same amount of free throws? Doesn't make any sense. And then if you are calling extra stuff, again, the Damian Lillard disrespect, but that makes a lot of sense, Justin. I think that's a great point that you bring up with Doc Rivers made. Doc Rivers brings up a great point. If you were on that list of guys, if you were on the video that the league sent out where they're showing, hey, these are the foul baiters. This is what's not a foul. Yeah, they looking at, and they remembering, oh, dang, yeah, nah. And again, you see the illegal contact, because you can't deny that there's illegal contact, but you're trying to stop the shooting foul, and you're giving it side out. So, unfortunate that took place. But I'll say this, too, and again, because, we've been on the refs. I'll say this, because, John, you mentioned, I think you had the question, or you said something to the effect of what are the Bucks going to have to do, X, Y, Z. I'll tell you what they're going to have, and you mentioned it. You said a personnel gap. That's what this is. Bobby Portis cannot be on this basketball team, or if he is, against a team like Boston, he cannot play major minutes. Brook Lopez, same kind of deal. Brook Lopez against Boston, that's not a matchup he can be on the floor. Giannis has to be your small ball five. You've got to figure that out. Now, again, I get Torrey Prince was out tonight, had after the first 10 minutes, he had an illness he had to take care of. So I understand why Doc Rivers didn't do it. And, of course, you had Khris Middleton, who only played 20 minutes. So I get it. Giannis has to be the small ball five, period. Like, that's the only way this thing works against Boston. Boston is way too deep. They have too many people. And, oh, by the way, they were missing Kristaps Porzingis as well. I'm going to be straight up honest with you. And Justin, when you came in, when Justin came into the room, before we got on the air, you said, wow, we better than Boston. I'm here to tell you, no, we ain't. We're not. Like, yeah, I think we got to be real. We got to be real about this thing. Let me just say, and you can retort, but I'm saying you have to be real about this thing. We're not a better basketball team than Boston. We have two guys in Giannis and Dame who I believe can be and should be a better two than Boston's two of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Maybe Jaylen Brown's the better of those two. I don't know. But
at least for the next year or two, they should be better than those two. I would agree.
Correct.
Jason Kidd's will be the better.
Right. But what I'm saying is the depth is too much. And again, there is an opportunity to beat them, but you have to be on all types of points. Like the attention to detail that they have for Peyton Pritchard, you got to have that all over the floor. You can't have the Sam Hausers come. There were at least two times I could think of, just in my head, where made basket, they pushed down the court, and Sam Hauser took a three, lightly contested or whatever, in a transition off of a made shot. And again, in some teams, that's a layup. Against Boston, you're giving up 3 points if you're not back in transition. So it's those small things, the attention to detail. They had it sometimes. And then you talk about Bobby Portis. Yeah, you give me 18 rebounds all day long, but you can't allow people to, just foul them, man. Give them the side out versus let somebody run right to the basket. Some of that stuff kills you, and you can't. What my man say? What Mike Singletary say? Can't win with it. Can't win with it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like a lot of times it does seem like Bobby's playing 5-foul basketball. Like, oh, you know what? Look, I'm gonna just try to act like I might be thinking about getting in the way, but I'm trying not to foul out. Except for he don't have 5 fouls, right? You just play that's 5-foul basket. It's one of those things where I think it's a bit frustrating, and I agree. I think from a personal perspective, we do have a gap, and we have to be honest about that. If we're gonna make moves as a team, if you want to get better, you got to acknowledge where you're at. And I say, yes, today I don't think this is a better team. Again, Kristaps might have gone crazy. Absolutely, Kristaps might have absolutely gone crazy if he was playing for Boston.
Where?
There's no doubt about that. In the paint, Kristaps may have gone crazy. If you had Giannis on him, I think Kristaps would have given whoever we put down there work if we didn't put Giannis on him.
Yes, I agree. If you have Kristaps in a lineup, and when you don't have Al Horford there, now you got shooters on all 5. Brook Lopez cannot play in that position. He cannot play at all. So you didn't even get Boston at their best because, yes, I agree with that.
Kristaps would have been banging that midi. He'd have been right. He'd have been in that paint.
Brook can't be on the court if Kristaps Porzingis is playing with the Boston Celtics. So, yes, you have a lot of personnel matchup issues.
If Kristaps tries to play in that paint, Brook can keep up with him in the paint.
He don't have to
keep
play
up
in the
with him
paint.
on the perimeter.
Right.
I thought Joe Mazzulla did a good job putting Bobby out there on the perimeter. But what I did see from Bobby on alternate possessions was I saw him moving his feet well. He contested shots and forced the little boy that couldn't make the Olympic team in the bad contested 2-point jump shots. Then the next play he'd come down. And what was so ironic to me about Bobby defense, and I'm going to get to Bobby, but what's so ironic about Bobby defense is there were a couple times he matched up with Jaylen Brown. He played excellent defense. And then you come back and you let old goofy-ass Sam Hauser run right by you. How do you let the goofy boy that should be a pocket protector sit next to Sam Cassell on the bench, ugliest man in the NBA, calling 3-second violations on the bench? How do you let that dude run by you, but you stay like it's an effort thing? But one thing I got to keep it a buck. AJ Green shot terrible the other night, and we talked about how he impacted the game in a different way. Bobby impacted the game tonight and rebounded his behind off. 18 rebounds. That boy had 18 rebounds.
I feel you. And
18
listen,
rebounds.
If we expected him to be Dennis Rodman,
rebounds in the first half.
If we expected Bobby to be Dennis Rodman, I wouldn't have a problem with that, right? But we expected him to do a little something more on defense and on offense. Like if you're not scoring, we need you out there playing. Yes. I'll give you credit, right? And out of those 18 rebounds, 13 came in that first half, right? They certainly did. So I can't knock you there. But having said that, right, when you look at his material impact on this game, I would say if you're a Bucks fan and you're watching this thing, it was far more negative than positive. And that's not to be a hater on Bobby here. I'm just saying today, like, look, like it's not. You said Bobby had 18 rebounds tonight,
18
right? I wouldn't have known that if I didn't check the stat sheet. Right, I wouldn't have known that it finished at 18. Like I wouldn't have known that. He was getting a lot of rebounds in that first half, but it was just
my question. Where's the impact? Yes, you had rebounds. Yes, a couple of them came right to him. Again, I give him credit for getting rebounds, but where's the impact? Again, when you rebound the basketball, but you let somebody go 3 straight line drives on you, that 18 now more like 12. Cause that didn't do nothing for me. When you 18 rebounds and you 2 of 12, when you have 13 rebounds and you 2 of 12 and a half, nah, that doesn't do it for me. So again, I give him credit. I would give him credit for the rebounds, but he should have passed the ball when he got it. He wasn't good tonight. And again, there are too many nights where he isn't good. There are too many it's just not good enough. And again, Bobby and Brook, when they're out there together, it looks really bad from a defensive standpoint. Bobby looked lost out there at times, and it just wasn't a good enough effort from him all over the court. And again, I get it, got some rebounds, but the effort wasn't there. Let's go to the chat, see what the chat's saying. John Hassel, are we going? Huh?
No, I was gonna say really fast. I just got to get this out. This Giannis and Jaylen Brown, this is a thing. This is really a thing. This is the second game they both were playing. Giannis put the shoulder in him, and Jaylen Brown ran at it, and then got the tag. This is really a thing. Giannis and Jaylen Brown have legitimate beef. I thought that this was just something that happened in that first game.
Well, no, Jaylen Brown's being a baby back bitch. That's what this is about. And again, nothing happened. Nothing happened. So he was holding that. Let's stay there then.
Giannis was making a basketball play when I guess he kind of put the shoulder into him. It wasn't
that was
dirty.
The last game. Hold on, what are we talking about now?
We talking about Giannis and Giannis.
That was the last game. So I'm talking about tonight. Nothing happened. Right. Nothing happened tonight. Jaylen Brown was holding that in, and again, I don't even know if it was about that. I think it was about I think he was okay. I think it was about the fake handshake, and he swiped and he did. So I think he got mad that it was like, okay. Not only did he do that, but then he came back and tried to play me. So it wasn't even like my bad. He pulled one of them, called him chat. Okay, boom. So now you come back the next game, you still think about that, and you finally hit a bucket, and the first thing you hit him with is the too small. So Giannis was right. Bow, gave him a little chicken wing to. Hey, you think? Ain't nothing wrong with that. You're not about to taunt me in my face. And yeah, I give you a little something if you want to walk up in my face. And now, if you want to run down the floor like Russell Westbrook and do all that, cool. But you're not about to do it right in front of me. And I didn't have any problem with it. And then he had the nerve to get upset. Like, oh, I can't believe you just threw a little up. No, back up. Who do you think? Like, bro, you're not that. You're not, again, for the guy who's always Mr. Social Justice Warrior. You want to come down and play like, come on, man. Don't nobody want to hear that, man. You're lucky you playing with the Celtics, man. Calm down. You ain't getting out the mud, dog. Playing with the ball. You playing Boston. Get out of here.
It wasn't just Jaylen Brown either, because Jason Tatum had a foul on Giannis where he threw him to the ground. And I'm trying to tell you, all you dudes in Milwaukee at this chat, if you at McGovern or you at Lincoln Park, we fighting over that foul. He threw the dude to the ground. And you see this intentional stuff. They trying to get in our head. And I see Brody in the chat talking about that in the playoffs, they going to isolate and target Dame. Listen, this is a work in progress, man. I think we better than Boston. I do. I don't think we're nowhere near a finished product. This just a rough edge. We still cold right now. Wait till we get to April and May. We're gonna be a diamond then. We coming.
But you know what's crazy. And I want to give Dame some credit, because Boston 100% when the game started, they were targeting him. They were like, we see, it is. There's a duck in the water. Let's go after him. They were finding switches, especially Jaylen Brown. They were finding switches. They were trying to get Dame involved, and they did that effectively for maybe about 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, and then Damian Lillard made the decision. Okay, I'm going to get him, and so I was really proud of Dame for his defensive effort, because he had to make the decision. If they are going to target me, I'm going to be embarrassed if I don't put some effort and some pride in on the defensive side of the ball. And he had a couple of nice swipe-aways. I thought he played hard, played some hard on defense. And then at the end of the game, so that was what happened really in the first half. By the end of the game, they were finding Brook Lopez in the switches. And they were like, okay, let's see if we can get Brook involved in the actions and then get Milwaukee into scrambling and hit and try and see if we can get some open looks or some lightly contested looks and get some threes up. So I get on Dame a lot, and again, I agree with you, JT. Dame started off the game with a flamethrower. I think he hurt his hand a little bit, and then maybe cooled off a bit, but he got back into it. I thought he had a real nice game, and then even on the defensive side of the ball, Dame wasn't a slouch tonight, so I really appreciated his effort, especially when there was a conceded effort on the other side, or a concerted effort on the other side to target him.
Yeah, I would agree. Dame came to play tonight, and there's no question about that. You 100% got to give him credit for that too. And I get it, right? As a defender, look, all we want to, if all Dame's got to offer is effort, I'll take it. I 100% will take it, because again, we didn't bring Dame here to really play great defense. We didn't bring Dame here to play average defense, to be honest with you. Like, that's not why you made that trade. But having said that, looking at Dame, say, no, I'm gonna try to hold my own out here, and I'm gonna be that scrappy guy. And if that's what y'all want, I love it. I love to see it. I thought Dame really showed up tonight.
Great defense against Al Horford in the paint one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a 6'1" or 2 guy. I mean, Damian Lillard is a hooper, and only people that think that we regret that trade is them dudes out in Boston and Doris Burke. That's it. I don't regret that trade. Drew Holiday could never get a bucket and keep us in the game. He get 25 in Boston when you the 6th option and you got dudes keying the defense everywhere else, and you could go and you could play against Brooke Lopez on the wing, right? You get a bucket there. But man, we see all you Adidas God and the rest of y'all dudes out there in the thing. Hey, just keep that same energy. Y'all the champions in December. Y'all are right now. Hey, I'm gonna make a hot take too. Y'all won and done in the playoffs.
What is Cal Everett talking about? What is Cal Bucks were fully healthy? What are you talking about? How are the Bucks fully healthy? Khris Middleton played 20 minutes tonight. He was on a minutes restriction. How are the Bucks fully healthy?
TP went down with an illness.
What are you talking about? Y'all signed y'all death warrant hiring Doc, and I love it. Doc Rivers, I give you another. Doc Rivers is a better coach than Joe Mazzulla. Joe Mazzulla is cosplaying with Ime Udoka's team. Man, get out of here. Get out of here. And I promise nobody's hurt with the.
Quite honestly,
Drew stands in the corner
and plays defense. Come on, man. To keep it a buck with you, I give, when I look at this Boston team, I don't think Joe Mazzulla. I think of the greatness of Brad Stevens. If you really want to keep it a buck, I think the Celtics GM is one of the best we've seen in the last 30 years. But that's just my opinion. I think Boston, this is the greatness of Brad Stevens. This ain't Joe Mazzulla. You jumped in the Lamborghini and didn't crash it. Let's just keep it a buck here.
Let's get to the chat. John Hassel says, are we willing to wait for Khris Middleton to get right? Yeah, I don't know what that means. I don't really get the context there, but yeah, I mean, I think you're definitely waiting on Khris to do his thing, and again, I thought tonight was a step in the right direction for sure. My whole screen is screwing. Okay, there we go. Quick Draw McGraw says our bigs just can't move. Celtics just right around our bigs 100%. I agree with that. R. Beacom says, just to let you know, Doris Burke is a Boston sports fan. Patriots, Red Sox, Celtics, and Bruins. I wouldn't be surprised. She sounded like it. She literally sounded like this they might as well put Brian Scalabrine on the damn game with her, so we could just hear the whole Boston. We can hear the whole Boston crew, because I mean that's what I heard. Nice. I mean, it was a joke. Ty Fanatic, TV Fanatic says Bucks and Packers pissed me off back to back. We'll talk about the Packers maybe in the look around. Yeah, so you lose to Detroit last night. That was tough to watch. And again, hey, officiating, man, you see how that goes. Chris King says, sup, fellas, busy at work. Get those likes up, chat. Absolutely appreciate it, chat. Please hit the like button for us. Kyler Racine says the Bucks are not good enough. Simple. Period. Too old. And I can't say that's not a valid take. I'm not about to sit here and I know Justin may agree with me or may disagree with me. I'm not about to sit here and act like that's not a valid take. That again, I'm not even saying that is all the way true. I'm just saying it's not like that's out of left field. When we talk about competing for a championship, are they one of the 5-6 best? Yes, but I think Boston is a step ahead. I don't know how to. Again, I can talk about the refereeing. I can talk about how I hate their style of play. I can talk about how Joe Mazzulla is a bum. I can talk about how Drew Holiday is a 5th, 6th option. And again, it works for him. It works from over there. Yeah, he wanted to go. You join the squad. It's cool. I get it. But again, they have the luxuries that the Bucks don't. And so I'm just saying. At the end of the day, I don't know this. It's not necessarily wrong. Like Giannis, Dame, Khris, they gotta be playing at the highest of high levels. And I'll tell you this. If the Milwaukee Bucks do beat the Boston Celtics, especially in a playoff series, move on to win a finals, whatever, this should be looked at as one of the greatest things. This should be looked at as LeBron beating the damn Golden State Warriors. That's what this team. I would pump them all the way up. Give them all the credit. They got refs going behind them. They got the media behind. They got everything behind them out there. Give it to them, and let's go out there and let's see what we can do. Again, I'm not saying, but let's see what we can do. And if you do, I don't want to hear a damn thing. If that team don't win a title, I don't want to hear a damn thing else about no sorry-ass Boston Celtics. Get them out of here.
They ain't going to come back.
Get them out of here, man. It's a joke, man.
They gonna borrow JT Arizona track shoes. They gonna run their ass out of here.
They sure can. Go ahead. Tell them get them knees up. Here we go. Knee lift. Let's get it. Push right on down that track. Right on down that street. No, Look, are we too old? Probably. Does that preclude us from winning? No. But the reality of it is yeah, you can't look at that roster and say, yeah, we probably do need to get younger. Quite honestly, we've been old for the last 2 years, right? Having said that, we got to find a way to make this thing work because you're not going to get younger within the season. You may get a little bit younger in the offseason. I mean, maybe you make a trade midseason, get slightly younger, but no. At some point, yeah, I agree. Having said that, though, I don't think our age is going to preclude us from beating a team like Boston. I do think, like I said, we have other moves to make because some of our guys that we need to play certain roles just can't do it. They can't do it. They're not going to do it. And if they're not doing it, we've already mentioned Bobby Portis. I don't want to keep harping on that. Then you're just in a bad spot because again, 18 rebounds a night, zero impact. Brook Lopez was a defensive player of the year candidate 2 years ago? He finished like second or third in the defensive.
A few years ago. Yeah,
a few years ago, right? And he's been good. And remember, we had Mike Dunlap, the Bucks coach, talking about how good of a defender Brook Lopez was, and saying that like some of the stuff from the analytics perspective, he alters a lot of shots. He did that, right? Well, man, 2-3 years is a mighty long time. Everybody gets a little bit older. Stuff doesn't come out there. Yeah, what we call it, boys at the YMCA, they playing basketball with their brain. They just running from free throw line to free throw line, but they've seen so much playing pickup ball, they just playing with their brain out there.
Calling Peyton Pritchard tonight. Keep going.
He I would say this, he still is a really good defender.
Yeah.
It's just the difference is he could still play in a lot of matchups. This is a bad matchup for him. That's all it is. Boston's a really bad matchup for a guy like Brook Lopez. That's all.
And give Mazzulla credit. Like
I ain't giving Mazzulla no credit.
I know we just talked about him as a bum on the coach, but they did a good job of isolating Brook on a wing and making sure that Jason Tatum, because when he's going against Taurean Prince in that first half, he looked pretty pedestrian. And then all of a sudden, once he got to get checked by Brook, he was a great ball player again. That's why he ain't playing the Olympics. Oh, I'm sorry, Boston fans. Listen. Hey,
that's what I'm saying. We win. You don't need Tatum to win no gold medal. Who you think they don't love you like that? They don't love you like that. They don't love you like that.
Man, y'all
Dunkin' Donuts and lobster's overrated too, and you can go to hell with your clam chowder. I don't care.
Y'all are petty. Man, y'all are petty. Y'all talking.
I know Coach RJ ain't coming in here. Bucks are
he's back.
He think it's Philly don't want to cover. What you come in? I've been waiting on Coach RJ. What's up with Philly? Don't come in here. Don't come. I don't want to hear nothing from Coach RJ till you get a winning rate, till you get it close to 500. What are they? What are they even in the play-in? Come on, Coach.
Not a lottery.
Come on, Coach. Yeah, nah, man. You better come on, man. I don't know where you coaching, but then nah, dog. Hey, let me tell you, I give you another guy. I'm glad we got Doc Rivers over Nick Nurse too. I give you that. How about that, Coach? How about that? Y'all got me upset tonight. But I do want to get I want to get to something. I want to move this thing along. I want to get to we injured. Yeah, we are everybody injured. Come on, get out of here. We injured, man. Yeah, you were injured before the season started. You was always injured.
Can I say one thing though? And this is why I truthfully believe that at one point we're gonna be better, man. Because I don't believe we are a finished product. I think there's a lot of polish that's gonna come to this Bucks team. Even if we use you and JT's perspective and we're gonna trade this guy or trade that guy, we're not a finished product yet. And I think once we get this thing all rolled into a finished product, we're gonna be better. Listen, Joe Mazzulla played 8 guys tonight. He played this like a playoff game. We played how many? 9, 10. We had Ajax starting and stuff like that. We're going to come. We going to come. And when we come, watch out because we going to hoop. And last thing I'm going to say, when you look at this roster from top to bottom, we got the 2 best players on the court, point blank, period. Giannis is better than anybody on that Boston roster. And I feel like Dame is too. And Porzingis, y'all can sing his praises. He been glass since he came in the damn league. He was borderline glass in Europe. That boy's softened. He cooked.
These fans keep coming in here like talking about lost the Boston on a horrible shooting night. No, we were playing defense Folio. We forced a bad shooting night. Don't try. That's the thing. You're not about to give all the credit here. No, we forced bad shooting because we paid attention to detail. We read the scouting report. The Bucks played good defensively. No, and again for the 50th time, the Bucks were not at full strength. I don't know who told you that. Bucks weren't at full strength. I know you don't watch nothing outside of Boston, but the Bucks were not at full strength either. Khris Middleton played 20 minutes tonight. You think he'll play 20 minutes in the play? Come on, man. We weren't at full strength. TP didn't. The Bucks couldn't even play small ball 5 at the end of the game because Torian Prince wasn't there. We're not gonna do this full strength stuff. No. And again, Kristaps Porzingis, did he play all the playoffs last year, or was he hurt then too? So I don't this idea that he's about to come back and he's about to do all this stuff. I don't know that that's true. I don't know if it's true at all. But I want to ask you guys. I want to shift back from the Boston stuff. I want to get back to the Bucks and keep the program moving because I want to ask you about the IQ of the Milwaukee Bucks. And you can go in a lot of different directions with this, but again, specifically late in the game, I see a Boston team. Again, I'm talking junk about Joe Mazzulla, but the Boston basketball team, they are very locked in where they will move the ball and continue to move the basketball throughout the game, and it doesn't matter how much time is left in the clock. The Milwaukee Bucks got to late in the game, and again, we talked about the bad IQ play, the bad shot selection from Giannis. We talked, by the way, one more thing. Giannis didn't have the greatest game of all time either. So you'd say, like, we got a bad game for this person. Yeah, right. And Giannis can do more too, but I'm not gonna get into that. But I guess from an IQ perspective, you can't go 1 of 11, 1 of 12 in the last 5 minutes of a basketball game. You mentioned it, Justin. Doc Rivers said he wanted to get to the basket. Well, and again, I guess I question that because you're the head coach. Why didn't you make sure they were doing that? Why? What were you doing in any of those timeouts where you say, okay, we got to move the ball, we got to get to the basket? Why were we shooting jump shots? And again, I will say this, and I said it in the opening. It was a bad shot from Giannis, but I wasn't mad at it. It was a bad shot. It was an ill-advised shot, but I've seen Giannis come down and hit threes. Not just hit. I've seen him hit threes late in games. I've seen him do it against Coach Arch. I've seen him do it against Philly. I've seen him do it to tie a game against Philly, down 3 with under a minute to go. I've seen Giannis close out the LA Lakers hitting 5 threes. Watch that in person. I've seen Giannis do some of these things. And again, that's what comes with being a superstar player. And I think, again, as I said, he saw that we were struggling. There was ISO. You can blame Giannis and Dame for doing it, whatever. But again, I think some of it, you got to give credit to the Boston defense because they stayed home and they didn't allow open jump shots. And so they became relegated to, okay, it's Giannis and Dame, and Khris ain't been here. We got to figure this out. And I think Giannis saw an open look, and he took it. And we could talk junk about him for missing it, but he missed it. It's December 6th. He missed the shot. I've seen him hit it. Again, he's only taking, what did Dorsberg say? He took 14 threes on the year. So it's not like he just comes down jacking threes like he used to. He took a calculated risk. He swung for the fences. It didn't go over the fence. Swung and he whiffed. And those things happen. But again, I'd rather have a guy. Same thing at the free throw line. Giannis is never. There's so many guys who miss free throws and they run away from the ball. Giannis never does that. Giannis can miss free throws all game long. He wants the ball in the clutch, and so there's a certain amount of respect I have for a guy like that who knows his role, knows he's a superstar, knows, hey, if we're gonna lose because I went down swing. Because the thing, Giannis gonna get blamed anyway. If he swings the ball to AJ Green and AJ Green misses threes, or Gary Trent misses threes, or Brook Lopez, who you think gonna get the blame? It's gonna be Giannis. So if you're gonna lose, I'm gonna lose off my hand. And again, decent. Now, game 4, game 5, game 6, it's a different conversation. But tonight, you're missing shots anyway. You're trying to find a way to win. You're late in the game. You're on the road. You go for knockout shots. It's like, Dan Campbell went for it on 4th down for no reason.
Yeah.
Sometimes worse, sometimes it don't.
Greatest trip in the world. Go ahead, JJ.
He threw me off with the Dan Campbell thing because, Dan Campbell got somebody got to say, this is a different subject altogether. Somebody got to say Dan Campbell from himself, right? Because, clearly, Dan Campbell, this is what somebody does. I literally think this is his thought process. Somebody comes up with the analytics sheet, maybe one of the older coaches, the football mind, who's seen, 20,000 hours of football. Is like, oh, this is what you should do. And Dan Campbell has somebody literally say, here's the best decision for this situation. And Dan Campbell says, thanks, I'm going to do the exact opposite, right? Like, this is exactly what Dan Campbell does. And they managed to win that game just because on that fourth down, Jared Goff's falling down. They hand the ball off to David Montgomery. That offensive line, line is nice. That offensive line, they was able to push their men back and let David Montgomery get an extra 4 yards. But it was incredibly foolish for him to even be there in the first place. Should have just kicked the damn field goal. Why go for 4th and inches to make a field goal 4 shorter yards and you were already inside the 40? Like, what are we doing, Dan?
Well, I don't want to get too far on the Packers, but I want to get to down the stretch of the Bucks game.
Yeah. So now I go real quick, JT. So listen, when we first signed on, I was like, man, bonehead shot by Giannis. But then Trey, in your dialect earlier, you're talking about Giannis making some of those big threes, and we wouldn't have one of these rings on our finger. I wouldn't have these parade pictures above me right now had Giannis had not hit a big 3 against the Brooklyn Nets in those playoffs. So I do agree with you that I like the fact that he's not afraid. That's great, right? No matter what sport it is, you don't want that dude walking up to the plate, catching the snap or anything like that that's afraid of the big moment. However, I mean, I love that shot with 5 seconds on the shot clock. I think there's a better possession. I think, like Doc said, we settled entirely too much. The thing about the Boston Celtics and what Doc complimented them on is they move the ball till they get a good shot. We got to start doing that. And I know this is Chris's first game back, so I know people are killing him in the comments. Oh, Khris didn't look good. Look, man, the dude hasn't played since last spring, since the daisies was blooming. So I'm okay with what Khris did tonight. Trading Jordan Poole for Khris is crazy, King of Kings. That's just crazy. That's just crazy. And I'm a Rufus King alum. That's crazy. But take the shot. We'll live with it. We'll die with it on that sword. Because at some point, when these games really matter, these guys are going to fit in their roles more. This is what we've been talking about all year, man. And, hey, man, I really appreciate, and I think we all do, every one of y'all in the chat. I can't read this during the postgame no more because I be thrown off so much, man. I just be thrown, man. JT, pick me up, dog.
I'm over here going through the comments right now. That's my problem. Like, man, hold on. These boys is really in this thing kind of, oh, man. Hey, I got to get out these damn comments because I'm over here. I'm over here like, wait, hold on, what? Let me just go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and put the phone down.
Yeah, no, but yeah, it is what it is. I think again, all good words, all good comments as we get to this. And I mean, it mentioned so Jazz AUPH says I don't know, says Giannis has no muscle memory for the 3 because he's not shooting threes that much. Maybe there's something to that. But tonight, it just didn't fall the Bucks' way. I think they had a lot of opportunity. They weren't able to capitalize. But I do think you have to keep the ball moving. You have to keep things going in certain directions. You can't just revert back to iso ball. And the Bucks did a lot of that. And again, I give Boston credit because Boston forced them into that. And again, I agree that with you guys, with you, Justin, there for Chris's first game back. Oh, I didn't have any problem. For a first game back, that was great. He's got to keep stacking them and stacking them and stacking them. And you know where they stacking them and stacking them and stacking them at?
Where they stacking them at, big dog?
Curtis Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill. They stack drinks back to back, baby. You know what they doing out there? Throwing them back, stacking them back. All of that at Curtis Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill tonight. If you were out there, proud sponsor, of course, of the Cream City Crossover and in Pewaukee, right off the lake. I don't know, the lake might be right off the lake, Pewaukee Lake. I don't know if it's iced over at this point, probably out there in Pewaukee. But go out there, Lakeview Boulevard, get yourself have some fun. Games on ESPN tonight, and I know if you were at Curtis Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill tonight, getting those $3 bottles and pints because it was a televised Bucks game, that you had to be drinking nonstop when you heard Doris Burke. Just literally, I won't get too graphic. She was doing a lot, glazing as they call it.
Oh, we doing use young boy terminology.
A lot of
I
glazing.
know, and you know what? Right, we're gonna go ahead. Right, as lawyers, not your lawyers, but as lawyers, we're gonna go ahead and tell y'all. I certainly hope y'all was taking an Uber or a Lyft home. You were not, enjoying the $3 beers and then having to get behind the wheel. Right. We certainly hope that you guys, had a ride, some sort of ride sharing service. You walked, jogged, whatever you did. You didn't get behind the wheel while you enjoyed yourself at Curly's Waterfront.
And you got to make sure you get back there next Wednesday night and Thursday night, because you know what they're doing on Wednesdays and Thursdays, JT?
Bingo and trivia, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, they are. And if you do well at bingo, you do well at trivia, what can you get?
Bucks tickets.
You absolutely can. And do you know where your seats will be?
Section 102.
Row 23, seats 1 and 2, baby. That get out there, get to Curly's
sir.
Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill. Talk to us, and then let them know that the Guru sent you. Let them know the Cream City Crossover sent you, and we will be really appreciative of that. Speaking of Khris Middleton, we were just getting to it for first game back for Khris.
Hey.
I thought he did it. Go ahead.
Wait, we got some more $3 beer coming Tuesday for this cup, man.
You are correct.
We gotta go ahead and we got to go ahead and let Uber and Lyft get that money, like JT just said, and drink Curly. Hey, drink Curly's out. Matter of fact, we need to call Derek, TJ, JJ, and the rest of the Watts, since we out there in Milwaukee. We gonna go ahead and have a Bucks party on Tuesday. Let's get this cup home.
Absolutely.
Because Boston can't get it.
Hey, you got Curly's gonna run to Costco this weekend. Justin, you trying to get Curly's run that Costco out there in Milwaukee, right? Go ahead and get up.
I'm trying to run up that Guru tab. Hey, can I ask y'all one question real quick? I'm sorry, I mean to interrupt.
You good?
Boston playing for the cup?
Nah, they ain't playing for no cup. They ain't good enough to play for no cup.
Okay.
They weren't ready for no cup. They wasn't ready for that business that's happening, that Emirates NBA Cup. They ain't gonna be there. They ain't gonna be there. So they go home. They ain't gonna be there for that NBA Cup. We compete for the cup. We getting some cup action. They ain't got none of that. They have regular season wins on December the 6th. Give me that cup. Give me that cup.
One more question. Coach RJ and them Sixers gonna be there?
Hell nah, they ain't gonna be nowhere near that. Nah, they gonna be in the rehab with Joel Embiid, who don't want to play basketball, who's scared of a basketball. We out here competing for the cup. They scared of playing basketball. He ain't got no pride in him. He ain't got what the reporter say? The reporter said, hey, if I ain't gonna do what the reporter say, because Joel Embiid might beat me up in the locker room. Joel Embiid, the reporter told him, he said, hey, if you really want to be a mentor to your son, you get out there and go to work, Joel. Go to work, Joel.
Come on, man. Listen, man. All right, listen.
Real men
work.
Real men
listen,
work.
But the story and Coach RJ, let's go ahead, Justin. Go ahead.
Let me get the last hater. Hey, I know that Brooklyn boy ain't in here, but he gonna come back in here later and watch it on replay. Brooklyn, that's in that cup?
Nah, hell no, they ain't in that cup. They ain't in that cup.
The story I heard about the Joel Embiid thing made a little bit more sense when this guy from Philly media was writing this piece and kind of saying, and then Joel Embiid's brother passed, right? So by putting that in there, which was not really relevant in how he did it, I think that now listen, Joel is sensitive. I can't say he's not. I can't say he's not, but I think he felt like this man crossed the line by mentioning his just by kind of the way that was done was a bit clunky. So that gives context. I'm not excusing the behavior. I'm not saying that Joel is not soft. I'm not saying that Joel Embiid is not on my end. I'm on my load management. I'm gonna manage my load all the time, right? Like
yo.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like
you was the other night.
Oh, I'm gonna just tell y'all, I'm gonna be on load management time. Absolutely, I gotta sleep, bro. I got contracts and shit review during the day. I can't be tired. Y'all be up going 2 hours, man. Yeah, I'm load management.
Coach RJ told the reporter attack. He ain't attack his family, man. He ain't attack. All he said, hey, what he's trying to do is give him a life lesson that real men go to work. That's what it's about. You got to go to work. And at the end of the day, you go to work. Honor people's memory by taking your ass to work. That's what you can do, Joel Embiid. Or retire. Get out the damn league. You don't want nothing. King says Boston playing for the championship, not the game. Playing. Hey, I guarantee. Bucks may not win the title. Guarantee Boston Celtics ain't winning no damn championship. I'll tell you that right now. They ain't winning it. They may come close. They ain't winning it. They gonna wish they had an NBA Cup to fall back on because they ain't gonna win no chip this year. But I want to get to. Let's keep rolling here, and I want to get to Khris Middleton coming back. We talked about it. First game back for Khris after a long extended absence. I thought he played okay tonight. And what I was really looking for, and what I wanted to see from Khris Middleton not because his shot's gonna fall. It's fine. He was 2 of 10. His shot will be fine. What I was really looking for from Khris was how would his knees look, how would his legs look? Would he be a cone defensively? And he was not. I thought he looked okay. I thought he held his own. I thought he stayed in position. So I was proud of Khris Middleton for that, getting back out there. And I was also proud. They talked about it before. Hey, quick draw. McGraw said Doris Burke was giving the Celtics a spit shine.
We can't read the chats no more, man. I can't focus. Quick draw crazy.
Said Doris Burke was on the high tour. But Khris Middleton, and they were talking about a little bit before the game. Kendrick Perkins was saying that in a typical situation like this, a guy would more than likely play against a lesser team before going out and playing against Boston. So, and I talk a lot of trash about Khris sometimes, because again, he's an injured player. He's an injury-prone player, and that kind of stuff happens. But I give Khris a lot of credit for not doing it, not coming back against somebody trash, not coming back against the Wizards or coming back against the damn Sixers, Coach RJ. But he goes back, he comes up and he sees Boston on the schedule, and he says, you know what, I'm with you guys. I want to ride into Boston with you and play basketball. So I will give Khris Middleton a lot of credit for that 2-year first game back. The intensity was high. And as much as Boston fans may want to tell you they think they had it all in the bag, they were scared. That crowd, they talked about it multiple times on the broadcast about how quiet it was at the Garden. And there were a lot of moments where it was quiet. So they didn't really have this feeling like it was all good, like they was gonna win it. They were doing a little Tyrese Halliburton front running when they finally were able to get back in front. But again, I just wanted to make sure I gave Khris Middleton a lot of love and flowers for coming in and playing against a hard-nosed Boston Celtics team, because that's a tough team to come back when that's your first game back off bilateral ankle surgery. That was a big deal for Khris Middleton.
And, look, Khris is going to play his way in it. What was most important is when it counted, Khris hit the free throws. Right? When it counted, this is what we had, the career 88% free throw shooter. Hey, tonight, you know what? He didn't have it from the field, but when it was important, that game got close. He hit those free throws. I mean, gotta take that small dub there. And I don't know when Khris is going to be back. I don't know when Khris is going to round into form. I'm just glad to see him out there. Having said that, though, if he is really healed from this and Khris can start giving you 30 minutes a night, I mean, that is going to make a significant impact to this team's offense. There's no way, shape, you can't deny that.
Yeah, clearly I was happy to see K-Mid back tonight, man. I thought that he did the best that he could have done after missing 21 games, being a little bit, worried about those ankles. I mean, it's a lot of people talking about, we acting like Khris is going to be the savior. No, but one thing, if we're talking about basketball IQ tonight, we saw a lot of good things from Khris Middleton, not just the shots that he missed and stuff like that, and they were good looks, but we saw good passes. Listen, the small things matter when you win a championship. If anybody knows about this, it should be the Boston Celtics. Chasing down those balls and hit off your knee that run to the edge, and somehow White's perfectly in place to keep that ball from going out of bounds. That's what Khris Middleton was for us tonight. Inbound the basketball. Put guys in a position to score the basketball. Hey, Khris was rusty tonight. I expect that missing 21 games. But we going up from here. So, hey, Boston, y'all swept us. Y'all cooked us 3-0 in the regular season. Y'all the regular season champions. You know what you get? You get a Dunkin' Donuts donut, and it don't even got no sprinkles on that joint.
Hey, you know what? So I'm just going to tell y'all right now. Y'all got that Amex Gold card? Amex Gold card. I know they don't sponsor the show, but hey, if you got the Amex Gold card, you get a like $10 a month towards Dunkin' Donuts, like a statement credit for Dunkin' Donuts. So if you use it to buy some, I say that because those of y'all who got kids, you got to get, what I'm saying, they want the donuts from time to time. You got to get a couple in there. That is a benefit. I'm just saying. I mean, I don't drink the coffee or nothing like that. But I'm saying.
Hey, wait. Hey, Trey, when he was talking about the Amex Gold card, I thought he was talking about we pulling up to Boston for the playoffs.
Nah, hey, JT financing it though when we do it. So that's how we do it. Put it all on it. Pull out the Amex Gold card when we hit Curly's. And John Tyus got shots for the whole bar. That's what we do. That's what we do with the Amex Gold.
Well, hey man, the points is better on the Amex Platinum with the travel and everything else if you making a trip. But we'll talk about it.
Yeah, all that stuff. Big money, JT.
You get a little one's a hell of a lot of donuts off that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey.
But yeah, let's hey, and man, I'm a Krispy Kreme guy myself, but hey, teach his own. You gotta get the.
Krispy Kreme is dope, but where they at? Where they at? If you gotta find a Krispy Kreme, where they at? You gotta go in BFE everywhere.
That's because you ain't in North Carolina. They on every corner in North Carolina. Trey folk. From Winston, from the crib.
Hang on.
Hey.
I'm about to look up now. Where's the Krispy Kreme? Because I don't even know.
Yeah, get yourself to North Carolina. They everywhere. Let's go to the Twitter and see what people are saying on Twitter.
He need to be at the next Hornets and Bucks game.
Right, yeah, I'm sure he might have a stand. At Big 4 Evan 5 says 1-9 against teams over 500. All you need to know, they ain't good or good enough. The Big 3 is a big 2.5. 22 might never be that again. The bench stinks. Doc would rather play big brick Bobby than the kids that might actually win them a game. I do have a feeling the comments gonna be rather negative. Just a heads up. I'm telling you, I'm not as down on the Bucks tonight as Jay Digit says. What happened to Prince? I called the game in the second half. He had an illness before the game, played, and then he played 10 minutes and did not return. But I'm not
out there messing with them dirty Boston women.
Oh, hey yo.
Hey, shout out to Boston and Benzino.
I'm not as down on the Bucks. I'm not as down on the Bucks as I think some people, as some Bucks fans. I'm just not this doom and gloom. I do realize that the Bucks need to make some changes to get this thing where you need to be. But tonight was not. Again, it's December. If this game happened past All-Star break, I would be more concerned, especially losing. But again, the Bucks played. Again, as schedule makers made all the games, with the Bucks Boston happen before December. So, or before January, and that's what they wanted to do. That's what they wanted to do. So, I'm not concerned about it. We're going to keep moving. Just one MK says, Drew makes plays down the stretch while Dame does nothing. I disagree with that. I guarantee you the Celtics would not trade away Drew straight up for Dame. It's stupid ass comment from Justin 1 MKE. Everybody would. You tell, hold on, just think this out for me. You're telling me that if Drew Holiday, who couldn't get it done for the Bucks when he needed to be a third option or even a second option because Giannis wasn't there during that series, some of that series against the Heat. And you put him in Boston where he could be a 5th, 6th option, and it looks much better. You're telling me you couldn't do similar with Dame
Drew for Dame?
That doesn't make sense to me.
And I mean,
that makes zero sense.
We really got to get.
I'll tell you now. I'll also tell you again.
We
the
traded
Bucks wouldn't trade
Drew
if you
to the Trailblazers.
If Boston were to say, "Hey, we'll give you Drew for Dame right now."
Right.
And I'm glad it worked out for Drew. Drew had a hell of a ball game, by the way. So for all you Celtics fans that's trying to kill us in the chat, he cooked.
Credit given. And Drew was a difference maker in that last 2 minutes. You 100% have to give him credit there. I mean, yeah, look, he was in that last 2 minutes. Drew was a difference maker for that team. Having said that, I do not regret this Dame trade at all. I do not, because again, Drew in Boston is playing a role, and it is a very nuanced role. Like, look, you the 4th, 5th option at best when you on the court. Man, get what you can get. We brought you here for defense. We brought you here for leadership. We brought you here to be smart, so don't get out there and mess up. That's really all you got to do if you're Drew at this point, right? Like you've put him in such a nuanced role and position that, of course, you should be able to shine at that. Drew's a good player. He's a good player. It's just when he was here in Milwaukee, Drew had to be a top 2, top 3 scorer. Probably more top 2 scorer when he was in Milwaukee. And at the end of the day, when he was in the playoffs, the pressure of him doing that and then trying to guard the other team's point guard or being a perimeter defender, just couldn't handle it. And at some point, he was no longer that 2-way player. He became a 1-way player because defensively, he would lock a guy down, but offensively, 4 for 16, 2 for 12, right? And that seemed to work until Jimmy Butler gave him the works. When the Bucks matched up against Miami a few years ago, and then we was like, we got to make a move off that.
The crazy thing about a lot of NBA fans is we talk about like guys and roles and stuff like that. And Drew, for his time in Milwaukee, fit a role phenomenally. And then he didn't. And that's okay. There's a lot of guys that fit roles in a situation and then they got to move on somewhere else, right? There's only probably a handful of players that could go anywhere in this league and their role is their role. Giannis may be one. I don't know, LeBron, obviously, but there's certain guys that can do that type of stuff, man. But Drew find a system that's great. I mean, I hear people always talking about you put Draymond on the San Antonio Spurs. Is he Draymond? Maybe so, maybe not. But the fact he doesn't have to be Draymond in San Antonio because he kills it in Golden State, or Bam kills it in Miami. Anthony Davis, one of them guys that could go anywhere and kind of create a niche for himself. Hey, but it's nothing wrong with it, man. But you know, and we see the boy Krause. You trying to kill us in the chats, and you know we have a little technical difficulties and all that stuff. But we gonna hold this. We gonna hold it in between the lines. But one thing about it, man, don't take all this stuff personal, man. We laughing, having fun, man. You got the win, enjoy it, man. Hopefully, see you in the playoffs, my guy.
Yeah. Can everybody? Are we on the same page? Yeah, because I got a text too that apparently we were talking over each other. So I don't know. I maybe we couldn't. I think maybe there was a short.
JT, you want to start that look around, big dog?
Oh, nobody can hear me.
Well,
okay.
So Trey got a text that we were here. That's the thing. Like, so for the listeners out there, right now we don't. Is Trey talking? I can't hear him. So right now we can't. Like, I mean. Trey, you back in the building? Trey, you back in the building? All right, I don't know what's going on.
I hear that people are saying I'm talking. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, so,
Justin, can you hear him?
So we good now?
No, I can't hear him, but Mo Cheek says the audio is good now.
So you can't hear me. Justin can't hear me.
Justin, you can't hear him?
This is what happens when Chris King. This is what happens when Chris King is not on production.
All right. Well, look, I'll start to look around here.
So you telling me you can't? Okay, just go ahead. You keep talking.
No, I can.
Then why you?
No.
I don't know what's happening.
Live look, man. Hey, go ahead, man. Just go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'll try and fix it. Go ahead.
Hey, you sure? All right. Here we go. Right. So tonight's look around. We got the Magic we got the 76ers over the Magic, 102-94. We got the Hawks over the Lakers, 134-132. Obviously, Bucks and Celtics. You know, we got the Pacers over the Bulls, 132-123. And we got the Kings put up 140 points, beat the Spurs 140-113.
That's what no Wemby too, right?
High scoring night tonight. I mean, I'm just surprised the Kings put up $140, but you know, it's a lot.
Hey, did you hit them Hawks, right?
You said with the Hawks?
Yeah, because LeBron went crazy tonight. So I know that boy Devin from Twitter.
Yeah, they still lost. The Lakers still lost. The Hawks won 134-132.
Hey, if LeBron need to play anywhere in this world, he need to go to them Atlanta Hawks. 39, 10, 11, and 3. Like, I feel like every time he goes in the home of Martin Luther King, he just goes crazy. So maybe he needs to go to the Hawks to finish out his career. Him and Bronny go out there. Sorry, JT.
You get Trey, you back in the building?
I've been here, but people keep saying they can't hear me, so I don't know. I hear everybody else, but nobody. I don't know if people can't hear me. So it don't seem like it.
I can't hear nothing.
Y'all good?
I'm good. You tell me you can't hear me, so I don't know. I don't know what's good. I can't really tell. So
I can't hear nothing, but I can see this this Celtics fan gonna make sure we know that we 0-3 against the Celtics.
Okay, so Mo Cheeks.
Oh, they can hear Trey.
So I think for some reason me and Justin aren't hearing each other.
I'm gonna come back. Maybe it's me.
Yeah, I think maybe that's.
So wait, I'm trying to text y'all right now.
Stop. Hold on. Stop talking, John.
All right,
okay, can you hear? You can hear me, right?
I can hear you.
Okay, so we're good. So whatever it was Justin. Justin could not, for whatever reason, hear what was going on, and that's why I think he was talking, because he had no idea I was talking. But me and you were communicating, right? You can hear me, JT.
Yes, I can hear you now.
All right. I don't know what Justin's doing. But yeah, again, it's one of those things where
I got you too, bro.
We might just have to end this because it's one of the things where Chris got to be on. I can't hear anything. So I'm gonna do this. We're gonna wrap here because I don't know what's happening. So the Bucks lose it tonight. 111-105 to the Boston Celtics. Don't get it done. It is what it is. Appreciate everybody for listening to us. Join us right here at the Cream City crossover. So it was a good, 65 minutes or so. And then a good hour of work. And then things kind of went haywire. So I'm not sure what's happening on the production side, but it is what it is. Again, appreciate everybody for listening to us, watching us, all the above. At the Cream City crossover. Come join us as always. A little technical difficulties, but it is what it is. Listen, we just like the Bucks. Just not good enough. Not good enough tonight. That's the problem. Weren't good enough tonight. And we couldn't get it done in any fashion, any form or fashion. Appreciate you, King of Kings. Again, if you appreciate it, we love it. Come back and join us every single night at the Cream City crossover. I want to thank our sponsors, the Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill, as always, for doing what they do. And again, we'll be back at it. I think the Bucks is the next game Tuesday night. Seems like it's a long time away. But I'll check the schedule and see when the Bucks play again.
Sunday.
Here,
Sunday
let me
against
see.
Brooklyn.
It's oh, you can hear me? Hold on. Everybody can hear me now?
Yeah, we good.
Oh, so
are we in the building? Hang on. Are we in the building? Are we in the building?
It was you that couldn't hear me for whatever reason.
It was me?
No, Justin.
Okay. I bet the chat is cooking us right now.
I
bet the chat is cooking us right now.
Let's just wrap it. Let's wrap it. Again, we appreciate everybody for watching. I don't know what's happening. Appreciate everybody for watching tonight. We'll do this thing again. The Bucks play again. What'd you say? Sunday? They play Sunday. Let's see who they got Sunday. Against Brooklyn. 3:30 Eastern Sunday. Yeah, bring them Brooklyn boys in the chat. And we'll talk to you. I believe, we'll probably have Chris King back. So we shouldn't have these hiccups again. Says the outro never happened. Yeah, it's happening now. Right now. I'm finishing this thing up. Again, tell a friend to tell a friend and tell another friend about the Cream City crossover. Doing what we do. Bucks couldn't get it done tonight. 111-105. Boston Celtics. They brought the refs. They brought Doris Burke. They brought everybody. They got the win. Congrats to them. Is what it is. And the Bucks will move. We're going to try and win this NBA Cup. Do what we do. Get back to 500 and keep this thing rolling. This has been a Cream City Media Group production. If everybody can hear me, from the Guru Trey Crosby III.
JT.
Justin. Your mama, Boston.
Listen, man. If I am the enemy of the Boston Celtics, it's only because I dare to tell you the truth. Don't take no wooden nickels. Courage.